Let's talk about shoes, the long pointed ones worn in the Middle Ages. Known as Poulaines, the shoes are believed to have originated in Poland. The Middle French phrase souliers à la Polaine, meaning shoes in the Polish fashion, suggests this. The Poulaines were also known by other names, including Krakows, after the former capital of Poland, Kraków, or pikes, after the weapon of the era. Though a great variety of Poulaines can be seen in art, including boot or hose types, they were predominantly low-cut shoe worn below the ankle, sometimes fastened with a side lace or toggle. Its most distinctive feature was its extremely elongated pointed toe. To preserve the shape of the toe, they were often stuffed with moss, wool, or horsehair. Blood-salt Poulaines were made from leather or velvet brocade. Although these shoes were considered a masculine style in most of Europe, women also wore them, though men's Poulaines usually had much longer points. Some sources claim the toes became so extravagantly long that they sometimes required whalebone supports or even strings tied to the knee to keep them from getting in the way while walking. The Poulaines remained fashionable from the mid-14th century throughout most of the 15th, spreading across much of Europe. In England, they became especially popular during the reign of Richard II, after his marriage to Anne of Bohemia. To protect Poulaines from mud and filth, a type of protective shoe called a patten was worn outdoors. Pattens were typically made of wood, fitted to the shoe with leather straps, and elongated to match the pointed shape of the Poulaines, sometimes becoming Poulaines themselves in appearance. The appearance of Poulaines invited ridicule and criticism. One poem even mocked men for being unable to kneel properly in prayer because their toes were too long. Church authorities condemned them as sinful because of their exaggerated phallic shape, calling them devil's claws and associating them with vanity and immorality. In religious art, sinful figures were often portrayed wearing Poulaines. Because of the Poulaines' popularity, rulers attempted to regulate them with laws limiting toe length according to social class, the longest points reserved for the nobility. Even military armor was affected. The protective foot coverings used with medieval European armor, known as sabatons, adopted the elongated Poulaine style, seriously interfering with soldiers' ability to walk or run. This led to some absurd situations. At the Battle of St. Patch in 1386, knights serving Leopold I of Austria reportedly had to cut off the tips of their sabatons before fighting on foot. Despite their popularity, Poulaines were probably extremely uncomfortable. Research based on excavated remains in England has revealed an increase in foot disorders and fall-related injuries during the period when the shoes were the most fashionable. By the late 15th century, the extreme long Poulaines were replaced by the broad toe shoe, which by comparison appeared almost comically wide.